Good morning, Writers Club members. I'm happy to see you here today. This is a YouTube video because I have found out that even though I try to plan not to be interrupted, by golly, I get interrupted quite frequently. And so far, I've had 2 attempts at doing this, and I don't know what I'd do if it was a live video. So we've got people here who want to commercially publish. We've got people here who maybe are just interested in writing for family and friends, their life story. I'm here kind of talking to the people interested in commercial publication today, whether it is getting published in a magazine, writing your great American novel, whatever. But as we found out from what Lisa said yesterday, if you're a indie author, you are the business. Unless you are independently wealthy and you've got this website set up by a professional and they're maintaining it, and you've got a virtual assistant and they're handling all this stuff, and you've got an accountant that's doing all the work on your income and outgo, the person that gets to do the work is you and me. I've owned a couple of businesses before, so it's not stuff I'm unfamiliar with, and believe me, I'd rather do this than try to manage some of the attorney accounts I used to have, which I had an accountant manage and I just supervised. So anyway, we're going to be talking about this somewhat in the writing exercises today, and I'm going to give this little lecture now, and then I'm going to upload the document I had to go with it. So I'm going to be referring to the documents somewhat. So you've written your book. You've got it done. Whether it's 50,000 or 100,000, doesn't matter what the genre. You got your book done. You're a new author. How do you get your readers? Well, first of all, you have to make sure that your book is really marketable, and that involves beta reading and getting an editor and that kind of stuff. Assuming you've even got your book cover and all that kind of stuff done, how do you find people? Nobody knows you. You need the help of other authors, for one thing, preferably authors that are in some way connected with your field, because just getting a mailing list may not be everything you need. There are there's millions of books out there. There's probably 50 million books in print. There may be 10 million books, between 7 to 10 million books on Amazon right now, and it's just, how do you connect with the people you're looking for? And if you're like me, you don't have a huge budget to do this with. I'm not independently wealthy. So one way of doing it is to make your connections with other published authors. One of my connections is with somebody I did editing for who writes post-apocalyptic fantasy, which I don't write. But she also writes paranormal horror, which has some relationship to the urban fantasy I do write. And right now she's reviewing my book to see about giving me a blurb for the back cover. But one of the things you can do with other authors is something that Lisa mentioned, which is called cross-promotion. And authors that write in approximately the same field can help each other find new readers. And there's a variety of ways to do this. In addition to the stuff you should have, like your website and your weekly blog and your weekly or monthly newsletter where you're marketing yourself as well as your book, you need to start working with authors. And ways you can do this is, if some of them have a swag package, and you can learn how to do this, especially if you're going to be going to places where you can give a swag package away, online or in person, they can include your book in their swag package. You can exchange advanced reader copies, and that not only gets you people giving you reviews, early reviews, but you support the other author in their giveaway, and they then do the same thing for you. Now, let's say you've got 12 people you know. That's a huge number. Say you've got 12 people you know They write in approximately the same field that you do, and each of you has 1,000 people on your reader lists, your newsletter type of thing. If you start cross-promoting, if you pick up, say, half of their readers, which would be a big amount, but say you picked up half of their readers, and they keep theirs, but maybe they add some of yours. If you each had 1,000 people at the end of the year, maybe you could have 5,000 people or 6,000 people. And then you just keep doing that, and there's kind of a natural limit too. And then writers will write for a while, and maybe they'll quit or they'll move to another genre, so you're constantly fighting your people. If they've got a newsletter, just say, hey, I'm starting a newsletter. I've got 500 people signed up on my newsletter. Would you include my book on your newsletter? And I will include your book on my newsletter, because cross-promotion is just that. I'll help you, you help me. And again, it's a good way to find new readership. And some readers are very specific. I want to read about ghosts. I want to read about magic, but I don't even want to hear the word vampire. And other people will say, well, I love vampires, but this ghost thing is just really screwy. So you're not gonna pick up everybody, but you're gonna probably pick up somebody. Then there's the option of running a joint giveaway on BookBub with other authors. I have been involved in something called a Rafflecopter, and I've personally not used it, but Lynn Lamb, who's the author I've done some editing for, she runs a marketing group too, and she will get people signed up for Rafflecopter. You'll have a $50 prize. You'll have a lot of books that are included for a giveaway. Everybody tries, all these authors will try to get all of their readers to sign up with Rafflecopters, to come to a Facebook video or a Zoom meeting. And hopefully if somebody gets a digital copy of your book and they read it and they decide they like it, and maybe they will come back and read more. Now, a Rafflecopter 50-book giveaway isn't much if you have 10 people giving $5. Or, but there's a lot that goes into these kinds of promotion. And Rafflecopter, everybody just sends their stuff in, and it's a computer that picks the prize. You don't know who's going to get it. The authors have absolutely no control over that. You can do some similar stuff on Amazon. Another way to do it, if you're not afraid of a video, is to get your own YouTube channel and interview other authors, and then have them interview you. You can develop little scripts, so it's not actually that hard. Keep it light. Let people know some things about you. You don't have to, take and show them how you're cleaning your toilet. Just, and this is my dog, and I love my dog, or I love my cat, or I enjoy gardening, or I really like this or that, and I like to bake cookies. Yeah, I like to bake cookies. I don't eat the cookies, but I like to bake them. And I have all kinds of cookie recipes. Because the better your readers feel a connection with you, the more likely they are that they're going to buy your book. So anyway, there's all kinds of ways to do this, but the reality is that you need to work with other authors who are kind of sort of, working in your genre. And how do you find them? And that's a question that you're going to be asked. And if you belong to East Texas Writers Guild, if you belong to the one in, I think it's Lindale, I haven't gone to that. There's writers groups that are online. I belong to the Alessandra Torres Inkers group. There's just all kinds of ways that you can meet other writers. They don't have to be in your town. Lynn lives in I think, the Monterey area of California, and she's connected me with an author in South Africa. So, in this world today, a lot of your stuff doesn't have to happen in person. And considering the fact that we have COVID-19 and it's surging again, it may be a good long time before people are sitting there doing book signings at bookstores or libraries. So think outside of the box, connect with the authors that are published. I have some stuff that's published, but nobody wants to connect to a legal book that's no longer in print. And my memoir doesn't really connect with what I'm doing now, so I'm even using a pen name for the urban fantasy to get it disconnected. So anyway, think about who you know, talk to writers you know, talk to authors you know. Even if you're not currently published, see if you can get involved in some of the Rafflecopter stuff and all this thing to learn how to do this kind of marketing. Because if you don't, there's a lot of books that have been uploaded to Amazon that doesn't have a sale, not even the person buying one copy for themselves to see how this works. So you're going to have to spend some of your time marketing. Most of us are not like J.K. Rowling, who managed to get picked up by Scholastic and end up being an international sensation all around the world. Very few of us are going to be Stephen King. So you're going to have to do your own marketing. You're going to have to think out of the box, and we all need each other. So with that, I'll let you go because I managed to get this done without the doorbell ringing or the dog barking. And we'll see you later.